Getting into the right business. I think everybody wants to hear about this one. What time is it, man? 12 o'clock?
25 to 12.
Okay, cool. Success, chapter 13, getting into the right business. Success in any particular business depends for one thing upon your processing in a well-developed state with the faculties required in that business. Success in any particular business depends for one thing upon your possessing in a well-developed state the faculties required in that business. Without good musical faculty, no one can succeed as a teacher of music. Without well-developed mechanical faculties, no one can achieve great success in any of the mechanical trades. Without tact and commercial faculties, no one can succeed in mercantile pursuits. But to possess in a well-developed state the faculties required in your particular vocation does not ensure getting rich. There are musicians who have remarkable talent and who yet remain poor. There are blacksmiths, carpenters, and so on who have excellent mechanical ability but who do not get rich. And there are merchants with good faculties for dealing with men who nevertheless fail. The different faculties are tools. It is essential to have good tools, but it is also essential that tools should be used in the right way. One man can take a sharp saw, a square, and a good plane, and so on, and build a handsome article of furniture. Another man can take the same tools and set to work to duplicate the article, but his production will be a botch. He does not know how to use good tools in a successful way. The various faculties of your mind are the tools with which you must do the work, which is to make you rich. It will be easier for you to succeed if you get into a business for which you are well equipped with mental tools. Generally speaking, you will do best in that business which will use your strongest faculties, the one for which you are naturally best fitted. But there are limitations to the statement also. No man should regard his vocation as being irrevocably fixed by the tendencies with which he was born. You can get rich in any business, for if you have not the right talent, for you can develop that talent. It merely means that you will have to make your tools as you go along, right? Instead of confining yourself to the use of the tools which you were born. It will be easier for you to succeed in a vocation for which you already have the talents in a well-developed state. But you can succeed in any vocation, for you can develop any rudimentary talent, and there is no talent of which you have not at least the rudiment. You'll get rich most easily in point of effort if you do that for which you are best fitted, but you will get rich most satisfactorily if you do that which you want to do. Doing what you want to do is life, and there is no real satisfaction in living if we are compelled to be forever doing something which we do not like to do. And you can never do what we want to do. And it is certain that you can do what you want to do. The desire to do it is proof that you have within you the power which you can do it. Desire is manifestation of power. The desire to play music is the power which can play music seeking expression and development. The desire to invent mechanical devices is the mechanical talent seeking expression and development. Where there is no power either developed or undeveloped to do a thing, there is never any desire to do a thing. And where there is strong desire to do a thing, it is certain proof that the power to do is strong and only requires to be developed and applied in the right way. All things else being equal, it is the best to select the business for which you have the best developed talent. But if you have a strong desire to engage in any particular line of work, you should select that work as an ultimate end at which you can aim. So for me, I was 17 years old in a maths class with Mrs. DeVet, and I've told the story many times. She basically forced me to become a cheerleader in school, and she said to me, it's going to change your life to get out in front of the school, dance and sing and hype people up and all this kind of stuff. I would have never thought in my life that I was ever going to experience something like that. That was a moment of change for me. So much so that they made me the robber. All of the attention was going to be on me for the theme of whatever the school's thing was. And so we drove in a nice car onto the field, and I had to jump out, and I was the robber, and they had to catch me, and luckily I had a box on my head so nobody could see how red I was. But that was me. I was super shy, reserved. With my friends I was fine, but as soon as I had to get up on stage or speak in front of the class, I knew, like, it was part of my process to just blush. and eventually it would go away. And I would actually be made fun of when I was younger about how I'd look like a tomato, and it's not. I thought that was only a me thing, but it's a everybody thing. But specifically when she said to me, "Hey, it's gonna change your life," now I understand why. I'm in the business that I'm in of speaking to people and people because of her, and she could see that. So thank you to her. If there are past mistakes whose consequences have placed you in an undesirable business or environment, you may be obliged for some time to do what you do or do not what you do not like to do, but you can make the doing of it pleasant by knowing that it is making it possible for you to come to the doing of what you want to do. If you feel that you are not in the right vocation, do not act too hastily in trying to get into another one. The best way generally to change business or environment is by growth. 100%. I've worked with clients and I've said to them, even guys that I hire, do not leave the job that you're in right now. Stay. You need to, the best way to become successful is feel what it's like to wake up early, do the cold calls, go into work in the morning, come home, carry on working, and produce an income to a point where you have 3 to 6 months of cash sitting there. You're liquid. And then, even then, you don't even have to make a decision to leave your job, because now you're making 3 or 4K there, 3 or 4K there, and you're stashing cash. And so when you have a decent amount of liquidity, you unlock something that I called freedom of choice. And so a story about freedom of choice was I went to an interview once, got the job, and I had to meet with like the HR lady or somebody in talent acquisition. Her name was Abide. And she asked me, Storm, what is your goal? What's your dream? Like, what do you want to achieve? I said, I want to make money so that I could have freedom of choice. And she laughed at me and she said, well, that's funny because you were born with it. Why do you have to make money to have freedom of choice? So I said to her, well, I've never really had money and I don't really voice what I want to choose. And she goes, fuck that, just start saying what you want and choose what you want now. Money's only going to amplify the things that you can choose. And so that was something that I always wanted to do, being able to choose what I want to and not be a victim of my environment. And that's when I said, fuck this, I'm going to go and build X. Alright, if you feel that you are not in the right vocation, do not act too hastily in trying to get to another one. The best way generally to change business or environment is by growth. Do not be afraid to make a sudden or radical change if the opportunity is presented, and if you feel after careful consideration that it is the right opportunity. But never take sudden or radical action when you are in doubt as to the wisdom of doing so. There is never any hurry on the creative plane, and there is no lack of opportunity. Right? When you get out of the competitive mind, you will understand that you never need to act hastily. No one else is going to beat you to the thing you want to do. There is enough for all. If one space is taken, another and a better one will be opened for you a little farther on. And there is plenty of time. So the only reason why I would say that he's saying this in this book is because when you are in the competitive thought, it's occupying your mind. But when you are thinking about things in an abundant way, saying that there's more than enough for X, Y, and Z, and for me to get what I want, you're clearly thinking about the thing that you want, and so you're not losing focus because you're concentrated on how other people are beating you at something. When you're in doubt, wait. Fall back on the contemplation of your wisdom and increase your faith and purpose, and by all means, in times of doubt and indecision, cultivate gratitude. A day or two spent in contemplating the vision of what you want and in earnest thanksgiving that you are getting it will bring your mind into such close relationship with the Supreme that you will make no mistake when you do act. There is a mind which knows all there is to know, and you can come into close unity with this mind by faith and with purpose to advance in life if you have deep gratitude. Mistakes come from acting hastily, or from acting in fear or doubt or in forgetfulness of the right motive, which is more life to all and less to none. As you're going to go on in a certain way, opportunities will come to you in increasing number, and you will need to be very steady in your faith and purpose, and to keep in close touch with the All-Mind by reverent gratitude. Do all that you can do in perfect manner every day, but do not do it without haste, worry, or fear. But do it without haste, worry, or fear. Go as fast as you can, but never hurry. Remember that in the moment you begin to hurry, you cease to be the creator and become a competitor. You drop back upon the old plane again. Whenever you find yourself hurrying, call a halt, fix your attention and mental image of the thing that you want, and begin to give thanks that you are getting it. The exercise of gratitude will never fail to strengthen your faith and renew your purpose. Right? It's often where I just decide, you know what, I'm not going to work today. I'm just going to sit and be by myself and think and do all those kinds of things. All right? And like go over what it is that I want and reconnect with the things that I enjoy and how I want to take on the next week or the next month.